We have 8 cars from the P-Case set to battle for the top spot in the P-Case race. All cars will be trying to make the top speed ladder here at the track. They'll need to beat a 1.546 to make it. We are about to find out. Match number 1 features the Liberty Walk Nissan LB Silhouette GT versus the lighter Toyota GR Supra. A couple of great looking cars from the P-Case ready to race. The Nissan LB Silhouette GT taking that first run sets the time to beat at 1.571 if the Toyota Supra hopes to advance in the P-Case race. The Toyota Supra with their twin-turbo 6-cylinder, they're hoping to muster up a little more speed. They'll be in lane 1. The Nissan outside lane 2. They're set to race it again. And there you have it, the Liberty Walk LB Silhouette GT. Too much for the Toyota Supra. It's going to be the Nissan moving on to the Fast 4 in the P-Case race round number 2. We move on to match number 2 in round 1. The Mod Rod with the number 56 in a nice teal color stages lane 1. They'll be up against the Chevelle Super Sport Express. The Super Sport looking mean in black. They're all set outside lane number 2. And race 1 goes to the Mod Rod, but the Chevelle Super Sport still has a chance. They're going to have to beat a 1.594 to advance. The Chevelle this time gets lane number 1 on the inside. The Mod Rod moving to the outside in lane number 2. Let's see how they do on this run. And the Mod Rod makes it 2 straight wins for a trip to the Fast 4 in round 2. I was really hoping to see more out of that Chevelle Super Sport Express. That is a great looking car, and it sure was back in the day. That brings us to match number 3 in round 1. The Automobili Pininfarina Battista Hypercar scales in at 30 grams. They're staging in lane 1. The featherweight from the P-Case, the Bone Shaker, 25 grams, gives the already sign in lane 2. Good first run for the Automobili Pininfarina Battista. The Hypercar lays down a 1.589 time for the Bone Shaker to beat. It's another lane swap. They're staged. They are ready for the second run. Bone Shaker got out fast on the first run. Let's see if they can do better this time. The Automobili Pininfarina shuts the door on the Bone Shaker with a 1.565. That is now your fast time today. The Hypercar advancing to the Fast 4. Up next, it's the last match in round number 1. Brandon over at the Scale Racing Channel thinks the Audi RS e-tron GT is the car to beat. They have a date with the Aston Martin, all set on the outside lane. Let's see how they do. His pick is looking good. Clocks in at 1.569 for the Aston Martin to try to beat on the second run. That, by the way, is the second fastest time today. 2 evenly matched cars at 34 grams each. They swap lanes. The Aston Martin inside lane number 1. The Audi e-tron to the outside. The Audi RS e-tron not messing around with back-to-back wins. That's the last car advancing to the Fast 4. They'll meet up with the Pininfarina Battista. The P-Case race tourney, it's starting with 8 cars. We are down to the Fast 4. No cars able yet to crack into the top speed ladder here at the track. This is the first matchup in the Fast 4. The Nissan LB Silhouette Liberty Walk put down consistent runs back in the first round. They're favored over the lighter Mod Rod. They're all set in lane 2. A 1.571, a 1.578, and now a 1.576 for the Nissan Liberty Walk on that first run. The Mod Rod, some serious work to do as they switch up the lanes. Mod Rod gives it an already signed lane 1. Nissan, they're revving it up outside lane 2 for the next run. The Nissan Liberty Walk again across the finish line first, a slower 1.582 on this run. The Mod Rod heading home with a Nissan is your first car headed to the finals. The other match in the Fast Four features the car with the fastest time so far, the Pininfarina Battista stages lane 1. The Audi RS e-tron 34 grams are going to be in lane number 2. These cars both look really good from the PKs. The Audi RS e-tron with the lead and the win on that first run. A 1.573 is now the time to beat for the Pininfarina Battista. They'll do another lane swap as they prep for the final run. The Audi RS e-tron this time gets lane 1. Let's see how they do on this run. .569. The Audi RS e-tron again beats the Pininfarina Battista to advance to the finals and a chance at the top spot in the PK's race tourney. 8 cars down to the Fast Four, and the final is set, but we start with the race for third place. It's been a long shot for the Mod Rod in this tourney according to the odds makers. 8-1 odds to win at the start. The Mod Rod idles in lane 1. The Automobili Pininfarina Battista will start this run in lane number 2. The Pininfarina Battista keeps it going with a win on the first run. 1.583 is now the time the Mod Rod needs to beat for third place. Time to switch up the lanes and find out who wants third place in the PK's race tourney. They are lined up and they are ready to race it again. A 1.583 on the first run, and now a 1.582 on this run. Both good enough for the Pininfarina Battista to take third place in the PK's race tourney. We are now ready for the big show. Who wants the top spot? And can either car clock a time fast enough to make it to the top speed ladder here at the track? The final showdown features the Liberty Walk Nissan LB Silhouette versus the Audi RS e-tron GT. The Nissan waits in lane 1. The Audi RS fires the ignition in lane 2. This should be good. The Liberty Walk 2 1/1000ths off the top speed today, 1.567. The Audi RS, a 1.569. Some good close racing. Time for lane swap one last time. The Audi RS moves inside lane, Liberty Walk to the outside lane. They are going to do it one last time. Look at that. The Nissan Liberty Walk holds off the Audi RS e-tron. Lays down the fastest time in the tourney on the final run. Can you believe it? 1.561 for the top spot in the PK's race tournament. There's your final results and top speeds. No cars were fast enough to crack the top speed ladder today with the PK's race, but the Nissan LB Silhouette Liberty Walk was fast enough to rank number 13 in the 2022 Fastest Hot Wheels. Thanks for watching the Hot Wheels Head-to-Head Racing channel. Until next time.